Well, hi there, friends. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Words Matter. Today, we're talking about a quote that's been popularized by one of my faves, Tony Robbins. And yeah, if you've been here with me on this podcast for a while, you'll know that this is the third time I built an entire episode around something that he has said. Now, when a message or a messenger keeps circling my world like that, I tend to pay attention. There's usually something in it that's meant to grow me, guide me, or remind me of something I already know. So when something keeps showing up, of course I have to share it with you. And today's quote, while Tony didn't come up with it, it was developed by his mentor, Jim Rohn. It's short, it's sweet, it packs a powerful punch. Are you ready? Success leaves clues. Yep. So when most people hear that quote, they immediately look outward. They study the habits of the people they admire. They might take notes on what someone else is doing. They trace the steps that, while they don't belong to them, really hope that the results that that person had will follow. And yeah, of course, there's value in noticing what works well for others, but that's only one part of the entire picture. The deeper, more powerful part is this: your own success. It leaves clues too. You've done meaningful things, friends. You've pushed through hard seasons. You've made choices that have moved you forward. You've built parts of your life completely from scratch. And those moments, they didn't happen by accident. They left a trail that most of us forget to retrace. Now, I know this about myself. I am wired to see patterns. According to my strength finders, my top 5 strengths are adaptability, being number 1. And it works hand in hand with my number 2, maximizer. Then I have ideation, strategic, and includer. Now I can take in a moment, exactly as it is, and immediately see what's working, what isn't, and what could be reimagined into something stronger. That's where one of my life phrases comes in: building a better box. Yep. Now, that isn't rooted in me thinking that I have all the answers, especially for everyone else, but it does come from my refusal to drift through my life without purpose. When something is calling out to be strengthened or elevated, I don't shy away from it. I move toward it. A perfect example of this is my company, ICAG. I know a guy/gal. Now, for anyone who's new here, doesn't know me personally, ICAG started as a Facebook group just under 8 years ago, and it's built around one simple belief: together is amazing. Now, we developed it as a place where people could support one another, refer each other different businesses that are doing great things, and to lift each other up. Now, as it grew, my husband Chris and I quickly realized something. People weren't craving more transactions. They were craving connection. So when that became evident, we decided to have a whiteboard session. A lot of great things always come from those, and this is no different. On that whiteboard, we listed out everything that we loved about networking, and we listed everything that we didn't love so much too. We put on there what created connection and what shut people down. We knew what helped people feel seen and what left people feeling invisible. Now, those conversations, those honest moments of looking at what had worked in our own experiences, they became the spark behind Connect, our in-person weekly networking arm of ICAG. Now, ICAG Connect came from the clues our successes revealed, not from someone else's formula. We followed the clues in our own story and built something meaningful from them. And I've seen that same thing in my health journey. When I created the I Choose Me, no sugar, no flour 30-day challenge, it didn't come from duplicating someone else's approach. It came from noticing what had supported me in the past: structure, the accountability, purpose, momentum, and shaping a challenge that fit the way I grow best had fantastic results. Of course, I took inspiration from others, but the blueprint came from my own life. A couple of months ago, I came across a fantastic Instagram post that said, "If I repeated this action for 100 days, will this take me closer or further from my goals? That question is one of the sharpest tools you can use to uncover your own clues. Because when you look back honestly, your seasons of progress were shaped by small, repeated choices that moved you forward. And the seasons when you felt stuck, well, they had repeated choices too, just in a different direction. But here's the part that so many of us wrestle with. We almost always know what works for us. We just don't always trust it. Now, episode 13 of my podcast, Comparison is the Thief of Joy, goes right into this. We look around at what everyone else is doing and convince ourselves that they must know something that we don't. We dismiss our own wisdom. We forget our own patterns. We chase someone else's solution when the evidence from our own success sits right in front of us. And I have to ask, when did we start believing someone else's voice held more truth than our own lived experience? How many times have we talked ourselves out of something we know works for us? How long have we been searching for answers that we already have? Now, these questions matter because they expose this gap between knowing and doing. And that gap, that's where self-doubt tries to take over. This is one of the core reasons my upcoming guidebook, Rooted, Your 30-Day Journey Toward Whole Self-Health, launching in December of 2025, exists. Rooted teaches you how to identify what works, not for everyone else, for you. Because whole self-health, being healthy in your mind, your body, and your soul, it grows from the clues you've already left yourself. Clues that show you how to think, clues that reveal what strengthens you, and clues that rise up when you need them the most. And now that brings us right back to Tony's quote. Success leaves clues, and so do you. Your life has been handing you evidence, sometimes loudly, sometimes softly, about what helps you thrive, about what keeps you grounded, about what derails you, strengthens you, and brings you back home to yourself. So today, here's my encouragement. Look for the clues you've already lived. Notice them. Name them. Let them guide you. Your progress didn't happen by accident, friends. You've left yourself a trail. And when you start following that with intention, you move your life toward what you know is possible. The clues are already there. They've been there all along. Are you paying attention? Friends, the words we see and read, the words we hear, and the words we say to ourselves and about ourselves, about what we're doing and how we're doing it, they all matter. Your words matter because you matter. Have a great day.